We have reached the final stage of Miss Memoriam. Here we go. I'm so happy that they did this. If you've watched any of my videos, there's no secret that Final Fantasy IX is my favorite one. So the fact that Global gave us a Vivi LD exclusive and a Final Fantasy IX themed installment of Abyss Perfectum, I'm on cloud 9 right now. I think this is awesome. The Vivi LD, my thoughts. Is it OP? Yes. Is it on Aranea levels? No. And I like that. I think that Global did it right this time. My personal opinion. Aranea was great, but she was too great, I would say, for the Chaos era. So great to the point where you didn't really have to think about team compositions with her at all. You could kind of just press some buttons, get your breaks, get your delays, and there goes Chaos. That's just kind of what it was like for the longest time. And I don't begrudge anybody for doing that, you know, good for you. I did it sometimes too, I can't judge. But as far as maintaining a balance for this game and preserving the integrity of what I think this game is supposed to be about, which is team building, I think that the Vivi LD is perfect. Because yes, it does ridiculous damage, like we just saw. However, you do have to actually think about your party comp. Because that, right there, the Embers of Darkness, hurts everybody. It's not much, but it's something. You can't just go in no healer and just keep getting drained. You're gonna die if you do it that way. So you need a team that's gonna keep you alive so that you don't basically kill yourself. And this worked out well. I mean, the requirements here are black crystal, white crystal, and a staff. So Vivi is 2 out of 3 right there. Kefka just shuts these enemies down with his HP silence. And I needed a white crystal healer. I hadn't used Penelo in a while, so I figure, you know what, I'll use her. Which I'm realizing now is a bit of a mistake. Because she has way too many buffs to be paired with Vivi. The HP regen is nice, but she keeps knocking off his max brave. It's always the first one to go, which is unfortunate. But it didn't really matter in the end. I mean, even with slightly lower max brave, Vivi was just shredding through these enemies like they were paper. But I'd rather not knock off my max brave, so I gotta figure something else out. I maybe could have brought Lena. That probably would have been, yeah, even more in Brave. Probably wouldn't have knocked off the max Brave. It worked out fine. I think I'm overanalyzing. So that's something to keep in mind with Vivi. It's not just bring the healer. You have to, well, you don't have to, but to make the best of him, I would recommend bringing healers that don't take up a lot of buff slots. Like Freya would be a perfect example. She barely takes up any. The whole team gets last stand, so even with Vivi dropping the health and stuff, you'll be okay. Porum's a good option too. Barely any buff slots. Yeah, there's a lot that works. Charlotta's fantastic. The HP regen is a little bit less, but it's enough. I tested it out on one of these earlier stages. It worked out just fine. And she hooks up Vivi something fierce, so yeah, Charlotta and Vivi's great. Plenty of options. I would definitely recommend going with potent HP regen over burst healers. I mean, either one works. That's just how I would prefer. But it hasn't even been 24 hours. So I'm sure other people are going to figure stuff out too that works. But yeah, you got a lot of possibilities here. I enjoy it. You even get the break even with your nerf damage. You hit like a truck, don't you? Not to worry. Now you can't do anything. I also like the Leviathan summon with Vivi because the second he uses that Doomsday, it triggers the Brave Regen passive that Leviathan provides, which is really nice. So we kind of just always have Brave when we're going to attack. I like it. They did get the name wrong though for the VVLD. The Black Mage Staff, no. That's the Mace of Zeus. That's where he learns Doomsday in Final Fantasy IX. Mace of Zeus. It's right at the end. You find that in Memoria. Right before you get to that. Right before you get to the Crystal World. It's like end game stuff. You get that weapon that teaches Vivi Doomsday. So yeah, this fight's 3 waves. This is the first one. Can't really do much of anything. And the other 2, it's kind of the same story because we got Kefka. That was kind of cool that they threw Kefka's Burst on this exclusive banner, just in case there were people out there who missed it. They would have another chance to grab it, which I thought was pretty cool. When this is done, I'm going to jump into that Strago TCC Challenge Extreme. They just released that as I was making this, so I got that on my mind now. It's, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty extensive band list, and the catch this time is, let me see if I remember, I believe it's only blue, black, and white crystals you can bring. I don't know if that means you have to bring one of each, or if it's just, it has to fit within those three. I'm sure you can bring whatever you need as long as it isn't outside of those crystal requirements. Like if you wanted to bring 2 blacks and a white, I'm sure you could. But, yeah, we'll see. I have to reread it. This damage, though. And these quality of life updates, I'm so glad we got these early. It's so nice. I did what I could to get Vivi's artifacts right. He's definitely not perfect, but he's good enough. He has a 108 330, and then 2 330 and buff attack speed. Good enough for me. He's still killing it. But I want to get one more of that curse, the buff attack speed. You don't really, I think that's what it's called. I'm probably saying it wrong, but the curse passive that isn't charged fire, because as of right now, you don't seem to really need charged fire. I mean, he didn't really need it to begin with. He already had good longevity with the fires that they gave him. But now that he has an LD, it's like, now you're using skill 1 even less. But look, they still got 7 of them. I mean, I guess it's nice to have, but personally, I'd rather just go with more attack or max brave along with the buffed attack speed. That would be better for me, I'd say. Yeah, the second I saw what these enemies were, I'm like, yeah, Kefka's definitely coming. Especially that thing on the right, because he wants to buff, and now he's gonna get framed, so he can't do anything. Yeah, every wave is kind of HP spammy, so Kefka's perfect. If you don't have Kefka, Arciela works. She's white crystal, so you can bring her here. She'd be a great option. I think the encouragement was to bring Aiko for the Final Fantasy IX theme, which I could have done, but I decided to go for Penelo instead. Maybe I should have brought Aiko. I haven't really used Aiko. I mean, I purpled her like way too late in the game, just because she was 9 and I wanted to complete my collection. That's right. I have all the available Final Fantasy IX characters. They're all purple. So even if you do get that off, you're silenced. But no, the Kefka EX is so good. Gone. 90,000 gone. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it has to do with team setup. I'm not sure if Penelo has pushed off Vivi's Max Brave yet. I think she has, because I didn't notice it right away. It was later on in the fight, I was like, wait, what is going on here? He's supposed to be way higher than this. He was capping anyway, but even so. The regen works great though, look at that, we're all filled up, all good. Possibly should have targeted A instead, keep the damage even. Does it matter? No, not really. Although that might have killed them both if I would have done it that way, but that's alright. Probably not, but would have come close. Yeah, see, Vivi's max brave should not be that low. I think I just pushed it off. Yeah, see? I had to put it back on. So, that means, yeah, you gotta keep spamming focus if you have characters like that who push his max brave buff off. And you don't want to do that. Because focus also has turn rate, which is cool, but given the fact that Vivi has 3 LD uses, and that buff over his head is only good for 5 turns after you use the LD, that means if he gets too much turn rate, you're going to just lose Embers of Darkness for the whole fight. So you kind of don't want Vivi taking 1,000 turns. So if you're pushing off your max brave, you got to hit your focus to get it back. He's getting turn rate. It's kind of a mess. You don't want to do that. So lesson learned. Do you guys remember when these things were a problem? I certainly do. Now they're definitely not. I mean, Kefka can beat these things by himself. But why not just bully them with 2 other powerhouses? Oh, close. Didn't quite hit the million. Oh. These things do have brave damage reduction, which you'll be able to see in a second. But either way, they just melt. It doesn't matter. Why waste any time? Let's go. I still had a double fire left. I forgot about that. It works out. We get EX next time, and then it'll be right back up. Where are their turns? Where did they go? Like, if they get turns, they can't do anything. If you do want a challenge here, don't bring Kefka, because he just makes it stupid. But if you want to just win, definitely bring Kefka. He makes it super easy. Not really much else to say. Just watching him go down. It brings me great joy watching these things suffer. I hated this event when we first got it. Oh, it's awful. So I don't feel bad about what I'm doing whatsoever. When Kefka gets turn rate, it's amazing. And he gets it a lot. On top of how oppressive he is, he's so fast. I love his kid. Might as well use this. What a send-off. well, what's done is done. I'm gonna go figure out what to do for this TCC Extreme Challenge. This one might be rough. So until then, I hope you enjoyed. Good luck to everyone else, and thank you for watching.